I bought a couple of cheap tracking tags from AliExpress. One was about £5, that's the Asuko on the right, but you can also find it under other brand names like a Tuvos. Just look at the design, they should be the same. And the other one is even cheaper at about £3. Both are extremely small, but the Asuko is about double the thickness. Both are really light, you wouldn't notice them on a keychain or if you pop them in a bag. There are buttons on both to turn them on and off. On the cheaper one, you depress the back of it. That wasn't immediately obvious. Both have a beeper that you can activate, and we'll open both up to see whether it's possible to disable them. In my testing, both tags performed about the same. As with AirTags, it depends what phones are around for them to report back home. So if you're in a busy place with a ton of iPhones around, they'll update more regularly and be a lot more accurate. Neither tag performed better than the other. I wouldn't rely on this for real-time tracking like you might see on apps like Life 360. And one thing you don't get with these cheap tags is the ability to home in on it much more easily. It kind of shows you on a compass how far you are away from the object. When I activated the beeping on both tags, it was still a little bit difficult to find in the house. It's quite deceptive where the noise is coming from. If we open up the Asuko, you can see straight away inside you've got the replaceable battery. Now if we go one step further, let's crack it open and see whether we can disable the beeper. Now this was a lot harder to get into. There is a very small gap that you can prise a screwdriver into. You'll probably end up using 2 screwdrivers just to ease it out of the casing. The white band that you can see is weatherproofing, so it's somewhat protected from the elements. We can see the main circuit board there. And then there's 3 screws here that we need to remove. We can peel off the rubberized seal. Just try and be careful with it. It will come off and then you'll be able to reapply it afterwards. You can see the aerial for the device at the bottom left there. Prying the circuit board off reveals the piezoelectric buzzer. These 2 contacts provide the electrical connection to the buzzer, so we can either remove the buzzer or just tape over the contacts. I thought taping them over was probably the best option in my case. So if we do that, just flip it back over, put the screws back in and put the weatherproof seal back on. Then you just need to snap it back into the case, stick the battery in and click it all together. All done. If we take a look at this cheaper model, which was the £3 version, it's easy to get into without a screwdriver. Just run your thumbnail right round it and then you can pop it open. Then you also need to remove the battery to be able to remove the circuit board. You can see the buzzer here is integrated into the circuit board, so it's a lot harder to disable that. You can see in the centre the button that gets pressed when you push down on the plastic cover. You can also see on the circuit board here at the top the tiny Bluetooth aerial. So for this one I didn't want to damage the circuit board by removing the buzzer and just left it alone. I think both of these tags do a decent job for the price. They're obviously not as good as the AirTags, but then the AirTags are really expensive in comparison. If you need to disable the beeping sound, the Asuko is the best one to get and it's quite straightforward, but it is double the thickness of the really cheap one. I hope this was useful. Let me know in the comments if you've got any questions. Thanks for watching. See you next time.